Hey guys, welcome back. So this is going to be a bonus general message that is part two. So if you didn't see part one yet, you'll probably want to watch that first. It was a lovely story about an emperor and an empress that are like, we saw them coming into union. And so this second part is going to be about like, what does that look like for them? What's their beginning of their story in this, kind of like new merging their worlds together, and kind of what are their struggles and where do they go from here? If you didn't watch part one yet, the free link to see that is going to be right there in the description box on this video. And then I'll also make it so a little picture of it will show up at the end of this video and you can click on it that way. But you'll probably want to watch it in the reverse. Part one first and then this one. Okay. So let's see. How do we open this up? The world, which is that how we ended part one? I think it was. Look, the world card is a brand new beginning. It's a new chapter of their life. It's filled with color and light and life, especially light in the darkness. I feel like they are going to paint each other's worlds with all kinds of amazing things. An emperor and an empress both bring so much to the table that they will have different life experiences to share with each other, different like I say, different colors and tones and jokes and value that each one of them, I think, is going to fall very, very deeply in love with just the talents and the gifts and the quirks and all of those things that a person brings to the table. And I feel like it's going to be such a safe space for them each to really express themselves to each other. The world card says it's a whole new way to do romance. Neither one will have been through something quite like this. No, they definitely won't, because there had been heartbreak. I'm wondering if almost right out of the gate, this duo perhaps is going to have a wonderful experience together. And there may be some extremely, either they are able to reflect and really share some really deep wounds because they're in this really safe space where they both trust each other, where they both can connect. And so they may both be able to really discuss some things that they've been through and be a huge support system for one another. It, to me, this, instead of looking at the Three of Swords as like, oh my gosh, this is, there's potential for heartbreak here. To me, it looks like they're both going to have great potential. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, great potential to address wounds that they've maybe just carried on and haven't ever even necessarily shared with anybody else. I feel like the time for these two to like finally have that soulmate that they can bare their souls to is here. It's now. And I think, sometimes just being able to have somebody like be a witness to what we've been through and support and be loving, I mean, that alone is enough to allow a character to fully heal at such a profound level. Six of Cups, as I just said the word soulmate, they learn more and more what it is to have a true soulmate in each other. Tell me what the Three of Swords is representing. Because Seven of Swords. Okay. They face one or the other of them, or both of them face a tremendous hurdle right in the beginning. So they barely get, maybe they take their first weekend trip together. They've gone out on a few dates. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe they've had 4 dates together, and then they're going off on their first really awesome, like, we're going to spend a whole weekend together. We're going to go do something really fun. And on that weekend, something could happen, perhaps, that stirs up all kinds of hurt and drama. And it could be something big, like a big reveal in someone's family or something. And it's like, wow, I was so hurt by this. Most of my life, I've carried that wound, only to discover, like, that's not at all what the situation was, or that someone hasn't been very nice, behind my back. And so it's a big betrayal. One or the other of them may, right early on in their relationship, at kind of a moment where they've simply been enjoying each other's company, it's been feeling really great, but one or the other of them may face a really traumatic moment. And it's at a time where the other one is able to step up and just say, baby, you don't go through this alone now, because I got you. It's like that's the real turning point where it's like, oh my God, I've never had a person who had my back like this before. I feel like they get tested really early on in the relationship, and what they recognize is, you're my soulmate. You're actually there beside me. And now it doesn't even seem that hard to face something that it could potentially be very painful, could be a big betrayal, could be somebody, close to them that told lies about them or something like that. And it's like, but because I have you and you're standing beside me and you're like my person who's got my back. That's what it feels like to have a soulmate. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I feel like they deepen their bond and their trust with each other almost immediately because of a hardship that shows up pretty quick here. Five of Swords comes out though. It's also, I want to say that one or the other of them gets a chance to, I want to say that they protect and defend each other, but at the same time, it allows the other one, like, okay, let me put it this way. Let's take it out of a relationship context for this analogy. If you've got like a really good friend or say a colleague at work and something not very nice happens, and that colleague who's a friend is like the first person who says, you know what? That's a bunch of bunk. That's not how that should have been. You deserve way better than that. It's almost like they fight the battle for the person a little bit simply by saying, you know what? I don't like what just happened. I reject that. That's not you should have gotten that raise. You should be treated better. You deserve the best because you're amazing. And that somehow, just hearing somebody else be protective, reject an idea of negativity on our behalf can totally change, like, even our own attitude toward that. It's like, you know what? Because you like me and because you care about me and you protect me, it doesn't even matter that I didn't get that raise because, something has changed here, all because of the way a character like stands up for the other one. It's almost like I'll protect you, you'll protect me, and I know that we're on each other's side, and the only enemies that are out there are the other things that are negative that we're not going to let get in. And, I don't want to see my partner get hurt by negative stuff. So I'm going to be the first person who says, absolutely no, that I reject that on your behalf. You deserve kindness. You deserve goodness because that's who you are. It's like they're both going to remind each other of their value. And by doing that for one another and rejecting the negative stuff for them, it almost seems like this becomes this really powerful, really lovely vibe because we got a Queen of Wands in the reverse over here and followed up by a Temperance. There's some karmic nasty vibe that pops in. This couple keeps having opportunities where it could have become big stress that could have torn them apart, and instead they keep stepping up to the plate for each other. So if this is like some karmic ex who all of a sudden shows up out of nowhere. Maybe they're ragging on the emperor or ragging on the empress. And the other person is going to be like, that's so much bunk. That person's just jealous of you. You know that, right? It's because you're prettier than them. It's because you're kinder than them. It's because you're smarter than them. And it's like, oh my gosh, to hear my partner like actually call it like it is. And I don't have to feel defensive now. All of this has changed. They are just karmic. They are just somebody who comes in and is mean or upsetting because they've got the issue. It's not me. Oh my God, to have a partner that like says that on my behalf, it totally puts us at ease. So every time I feel like these two get tested again and again, and they keep simply standing up for each other, and supporting each other and reminding each other of one another's value. That is, oh my gosh, I love this couple so much. I love this Emperor and Empress. They're my favorite ones. We got a Four of Coins and a Knight of Swords. I think that this really speeds up their relationship. What otherwise would have gone at a slower pace, because they build trust on some key moments like that, instead of saying, okay, we're gonna, like, maybe in 4 months we'll talk about, like, spending the night or moving a toothbrush into somebody's house. Maybe these two are gonna be like, screw that. Well, I just want to be together all the time now. Like, let's just move in together. Let's just, why are we going so slow and feeling it out? I already built trust with you. I've already seen how you feel about me, how I feel about you. There's some kind of Five of Wands upright, but the Judgment in the reverse. It's like they both are thinking this. They both already know there's nobody else. Now that I've met you, now that I've experienced especially some tough moments, and I've seen how you handle tough moments and how you are beside me all the way, and how if we do have tough moments, we don't let it become a divide between us. We fight for us. That alone tells me there's nobody else. I don't want to have some reunion with exes. I don't want any of that. There's nothing that we still need to reconcile between us either. We already just get along. So we could still call this a trial one run, but do you want to try living together? Because this is practice. The Five of Wands is practice. And you notice everybody's putting their wands in together. It's like, what if we tried cohabitating? I think that they do this pretty early on. Oh, my. These two are not holding back. That's for sure. We have got a Three of Cups, a Five of Coins in the reverse, and a Page of Wands. Yeah, I just feel like these guys are going to be introducing each other to their friends group. I feel like it's going to be some pretty nice approval. The passion just grows when they get to kind of, how it's like you go out and you start spending time with friends or colleagues or family members as a couple in the beginning. Especially, you notice how all three of these maidens are like turned and staring like, oh, so this is the one you've been spending all your time with. It maybe somebody has three sisters and they're like, giving the sniff test. But it's like when this couple starts to actually come out like as a couple and interact with those around them that know them well, I feel like it's that much sexier, because it's like, I'm going to this event and all these other people are going to see me here with my person, and I see how they interact, and oh my gosh, I feel like this emperor is like extremely thrilled by the way they see their empress, just like chit-chatting and interacting and all those things, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm at this event with them. They're with me. And there's just something very sexy about this whole vibe, partly because they're not alone. Neither person is alone. There's a very, they're being noticed that they're a couple, being noticed that they're together. And somehow that is making it very sexy for both of them. The Page of Wands, it's almost like, I don't know. It's kind of like both of them are so proud to go to some event and be like a couple around other people that know them. We got the Fool and we got the Ten of Wands. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's not going to be much time before these two continue to move forward. Ten of Wands is like, okay, this is like, we got no more stresses. We got no more burdens. We even get along well with family. Somebody could have a kid who could be like, since it's a Page of Wands, this page actually looks about like 13ish. But somebody could have like a grown, a teen kid or something also. But it's like, wow, that meeting went really well too. That was a last burden. Okay, you know what? This is celebration time. Let's do this. Let's take this leap of faith. Let's really genuinely be together. With the Fool card, we are jumping in. We are going to be starting yet another new phase together. Because first, their new phase with that World card was like, they were just bringing so much light into each other's lives. Now, I think that they're really merging lives. We got the Nine of Cups. We got the Death card. We got the Moon. This is a total wish fulfillment for both of them. These changes, I think, if both of them are just now at that point in their lives where they can't believe it, they're ready for a relationship to move forward this swiftly, and it feels so good. That could be new territory for both of them. But the Moon is here. The Moon, there is something hidden. So what is that hidden? Doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could be a really good thing, but let's just see. What did we get? We got a King of Cups. We got the 6 of Coins. We got the 8 of Cups, and we got the Ace of Cups. I do not think that this is some huge disruptor at all for these two. Their world has been going along so smoothly. I almost think one or the other of them has never been so emotional before. I almost feel like maybe this is our emperor, but an emperor is already loving and they already are strong. But to get to this point where they can really express emotions to this extent, they may do something like create something, have some artisan gift created something that is very sentimental, that carries a tremendous amount of sentimental energy. And they may present it because they want to make sure that it's like, I need to express with an action how I feel. I feel like this is it's almost it's almost like a reassurance that, I still see you as an individual, and that's what I love about you, but I need you to know how much I want you as well. It's almost this is such a strange message to try to convey. It's like sorry guys. It's as if this character wants to be able to say, I need you, I want you always, but don't think I'm going to absorb you and you can't still be your own person. And they're trying to find a way to express that. And what a huge act of love that is, right? Um, it's the ultimate in saying, I love you, I need you, I want you, but I won't try to like make you be something else or demand that you're like now on some leash and, I control and own you. It's a very sensitive way that they're approaching this, but it's like this person is trying to find the right way to say, I want you to always be my other half, but I also want you to still know that I view you as your own independent person as well. I just think it's the ultimate way to convey love. I'm not sure I have the right words to describe that, but that's the thing that it's like they want to tell this person, this is one of the reasons I love you so much is because of all that you are. And that's why I want you to be in my life forever. But I also want you to know that I love you because you aren't just absorbed into me. No wonder it's a hard thing to describe. The moon is like, it's all those deep emotions that are really hard to find a way to say it. So again, maybe it's an action. Maybe they with this 3 of Coins, these two are absolutely come on, we're at a cathedral now. They're getting married, right? We already can see that. But these might be the vows that they're practicing writing, but I almost feel like these two are going to have a secret wedding that's just between them, and then a public one is kind of the vibe I'm starting to get here, because here's their public one where they come into union. And here's the one that's just between them, and it's very personal. Maybe that's why we have that 8 of Cups also, is they do it their way. They do it privately. They do it where it's very heartfelt, and it's just, what they need to say to each other. And that's done out of the eyes of anybody else. Maybe nobody even knows that they actually already got married 2 days before they actually have a wedding, because the wedding is for other people to attend, but the words that they need to speak are very heartfelt and they're very private. I can understand that. That's completely understandable to me. It's so beautiful because here's where they cooperate with everybody else. They let everybody else be involved. It's a celebration. It's, they're taking vows. They're saying the things that they need to say in front of everyone, and including like a religious context here of, like pledging something. It doesn't have to be religious, but spiritual in some concept, but it's just interesting because their bond is not just this. Their bond is way deeper than this. This is the thing that we show to others, but what they've done privately is they've shared that bond with how they feel about each other in a much more, I'll say a much more meaningful way, because it's just about the two of them. Very sweet story. This is probably one of the greatest love stories I think I've ever had the privilege of telling. So very nice. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave this one here. I should also mention it took me 3 tries to get this, because my little stinky skunky dog has been busting in, asking for snacks. And oh my gosh, I should probably show some of the bloopers, because it was a disaster 2 times before I got this one finally recorded. I had to get up in the middle of one of them and go get him snacks at like 7 minutes in. So yeah, maybe I'll release those other 2 attempts as blooper rolls. But thank you guys for being here. If you do enjoy my art, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. I thank you very much for choosing to visit my channel. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.